Hi guys and welcome. Today is a skincare video. I've had a lot of you ask what I do for my skincare. So today is my evening skincare routine and I'll do a separate video on my morning skincare routine as well. And I also intend to do a couple of dedicated videos featuring one on Prairie and also another one on Elemis as well. But the one that I'm going to show you today for my evening, this is the one that I've been using probably for the last 2 or 3 months. I do change my skincare around quite a bit, but there are some staples that I always include and these ones seem to be working really well. So before I get started, I also want to mention a few things, and you probably want to skip ahead to my skincare routine, but I think these are really important. Number one, I have no experience as a skincare expert. This is what works for me with my oily skin. Now, I started doing this quite involved skincare morning and night probably about, it was 4 or 5 years ago. I was just about to turn 50 and I'd always double cleansed, I'd toned and moisturized, but really that was it. I'd never even used any active. So I decided to do a bit of research. I watched YouTube videos. I also looked on the internet and I just did picking and choosing from different things and decided on a skincare routine and just added actives and other things very slowly. But it's now been nearly 5 years of using these different things, so I know what my skin likes and I know what works really well. So I've also got a few notes in front of me so I don't miss anything. So those of you that haven't watched my videos before, I am 55 years old and until about just over a year ago I was a heavy smoker. I smoked for, would have been nearly 39 or 40 years, so a really heavy smoker. So towards the end I would have been smoking probably about 35 to 40 cigarettes a day. And also I was an 80s teenager, so that means that I baked out in the sun. I used hardly any sunscreen, and in fact we used just pure coconut oil so that we would roast even more in the sun and have a really deep tan. And I did keep tanning up until the age of about probably 47 or 48, but now I don't go out and sunbathe anymore. But even though I used to sunbathe, I always did keep my face covered. I used to wear quite a wide brimmed hat, and I also used to put a decent sunscreen on my face, not each morning, but if I was going to go out and lay in the sun. Now my skin type, I have oily skin. As you can see, it is fairly glowy, and that's because one, of my oily skin, but two, it's also been really warm today, and it's also warm in this room as well. So I've got a small fan going in front of me, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this video in this small room with these lights. And the other thing that I want to mention is that I do get Botox, and I did get some filler as well. About a couple of years ago I got a little bit of filler in my cheeks that would have gone now, and last time when I went and got some Botox done, I asked her and she didn't think that I needed any. I think I've been blessed with, I call them chipmunk cheeks, and my mum had the same as well. So I've been blessed with quite a bit still of fat and collagen in my cheeks. But where I do get also a little bit of filler, she puts a little bit just in the corners here, because as you age things start to head south, so she puts a little bit of filler in there. And then because of all my smoking, I have some, well I did have a couple of deep lines, one there and one there from smoking, so she also popped a little bit of filler in there and also in there as well. And with my Botox I get a little bit through here, but as you can see I can still crease it just through here, and I get some up here and around my eyes as well. Because even though a really good skincare routine is essential, there's just certain things that skincare can't do, and that's why I get Botox and a little bit of filler. I don't get a huge amount of Botox. I don't like my face to be frozen or anything like that, but I just like it to, it doesn't really take away the wrinkles, but just softens them out. So let's get started with the skincare routine. First of all, I'm going to put on my headband. Now, I'm not going to do it in today's video, but everything that I'm doing to my face, apart from if I mention it, something like a retinol or something like that, but everything else usually I put on my neck and chest as well, and I always put on the back of my hands. And before I start my skincare routine, I take off my rings, take off my earrings, and I also give my hands a really good wash before I start. And I'll probably mention it as I go in the video as well, but I also want to stress that if you haven't used any of the actives that I'm going to use in my skincare routine tonight, whether that's an AHA, which is a glycolic acid or a lactic acid, or some type of Tretinoin or Retinol, then you need to go really slowly. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, you'll sensitize your skin. My skin is actually really robust. It's not sensitive at all. But even with my skin, if I overdid anything, especially at the beginning, then it would get quite sensitized. So it's really important just to introduce those things slowly and probably only one thing at a time, because then if your skin reacts, you know exactly what it is, and you either just need to ease back on it or remove it from your skincare routine altogether. So the very first thing that I do is take off my eye makeup, and this is the second one I've bought of this, and I really like it. And this is the Chanel eye makeup remover, and it has a blue liquid there and it separates. I've given it a little shake because so you can mix the oil and the other liquid together at the same time. And what I do is I take a cotton pad. These are the Shiseido ones, but I also really like the Dior ones, but I ran out of those about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but they're really lovely as well. And why I like these and the Dior ones, especially if you're using it in the mornings more, I use it for BHA. With some that aren't great quality, they tend to fluff up and fall apart a bit, whereas these always stay put. So what I do is I put a little bit of this on the cotton pad and soak it in and just give it a press, because I use both sides of the cotton pad. And what I do, because I've got all my makeup on and I've got mascara and I've got eyeliner on as well, what I do is I place it on my eye and I leave it there for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you just gently hold it over your eye, and that helps just to loosen everything up, just so you're not tugging at your eye too much, because the skin around your eyes is really sensitive. Now you can do this just one eye at a time like I am, or you can use 2 cotton pads just to save a little bit of time. So once that's been sitting there, then you can just slowly wipe it across, and it's not going to take off everything, but it does take off quite a lot, as you can see on the cotton pad, and that's with absolutely no rubbing whatsoever. And then what I do is I just go over very gently, and I take it under my eye as well, and then just very gently just wiping over my eyelashes, just to take off as much mascara as I can. And then I just flip it over, and then I do exactly the same thing on the other eye. So as you can see, this is a really effective eye makeup remover from the cotton pad, and it's got all the mascara and the eyeshadow on as well. Now, sometimes that doesn't take off all the mascara or all the eyeliner as well. And because I don't like to rub my eye area too much, what I take is a cotton bud. I think some people overseas call them Q-tips. And I take one of those. I'm going to grab one now. And then I just pop a little bit of the eye makeup remover into the palm of my hand, and take this and just soak in each end. And usually there's quite a bit of liquid on there, so I just take off the excess on each end, and then I just rub it over the base of my eyelashes, and that just helps take off anything that's left over. And you don't have to then keep rubbing your eyelid, because you can get easily into the area. And I hope you can see, but on the Q-tip there is quite a bit of mascara on there. And then I just take it on my lower lash line as well and do exactly the same thing, and then just move over to the other eye again, just to take off the mascara and just what's left of the eyeliner, because we all love an eyeliner that won't budge during the day, especially those with oily skin. But of course, when you get that, you've also got it that it's a bit more, sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult to remove, but I find using this method, it works really well. So after removing my eye makeup, the next step is a cleansing balm, and I usually have 2 or 3 open at the same time. I just love cleansing balms, and depending on the evening, it just depends on which one that I want to use. But the ones that I'm using at the moment, and I'm going to use this one tonight, and I have the Prairie. It is called the Supreme. This is the Balm Cleanser. It also comes with this little scoop here. But the other two that I'm using at the moment, and I love this one, and this is the Chantecaille one, and this is the Rose de Mai one, the cleansing balm, and this one is different again because this one is, it's almost like that old-fashioned Pond's, but of course a next level up and more luxurious, and it has a beautiful rose scent. And it just feels like a moisturizer going on. It's really gentle on the skin, and I just absolutely love it. Now the other one that I really enjoy, and this is the Eve Lom. This is absolutely beautiful, and this is also, it has a little bit of an exfoliant in it as well, and I really enjoy this one. I've used this quite a few times, and I always buy another one once I've used one. I absolutely love it. But tonight I'm going to use the Prairie. Now when you buy the Prairie one, as I said, there is a little scoop, and it also comes with 2 muslin cloths as well when you purchase it. So this is what the balm looks like inside. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. I'm just going to take the scoop, and you don't need a huge amount. I'm going to take about that much and use that. And when I finish my skincare routine, I always run this under hot water so it's clean for the next time that I use it. Now this is a beautiful cleansing balm. It is fragranced, and it has sort of an oily texture, and it also has really great slip. And what I mean by that is that when you're spreading it over your face, it just glides. There are some that I have tried, I can't remember off the top of my head, but over the years there's been some where they don't glide over your skin that well. And again, I think you want to be thorough in cleansing, but you also want to be really gentle with your skin as well. And there are some balms that you can't rub over your eyes, but this one you can. So what I do, and I'm very gentle with it, I just take it. There's probably going to still be a little bit of mascara left on my eyelashes, and there is, as you can see, it's dragged down a little bit there. So, and that's just very gentle. I'm really just rubbing over my lashes, and I also go over my eyebrows because I use an eyebrow pencil and also a gel. But this is beautiful, and I usually massage it in for about a minute. Now the other thing with the cleansing balm that some people forget to do is once you've massaged it in, then I just dip my fingers in some water, which I'm going to do now. I've got a little bowl of water here so that your fingers are damp, and then you rub over the balm, and then it turns into, and this is with all cleansers, it turns into like a milky balm, and it just breaks everything up, and you just get a little bit more of an extra clean. So I just gently do that, and then I take a cloth and just wash it off. And the cloth that I'm going to use today, I use muslin cloths, or this is the one that comes with the Elemis cleansing balm that I really love as well. So you always get this cloth, and I think these are really lovely. And then I just use the cloth just to take the cleansing balm off. And as you can see, it does a fantastic job, this little Prairie balm, and you do get quite a lot off. Now I always double cleanse, so I'll go in with another cleanser in a minute, and that's one thing that I have done for a long time, is always double cleanse. Some people don't like doing it, but especially when I've got oily skin, your skin can get quite congested, so I think it's quite important to double cleanse. Now in the mornings I don't, I just either use a micellar water or just a cleanser, but either one. I certainly don't double cleanse in the mornings. So I just give the cloth just one more rinse, and then just lightly go over my face again. And already I just love doing my evening skincare routine. It always feels just really, really refreshing. As much as I love putting makeup on each day, I also love removing it at night as well. So I'll go into my second step, and so this is part of my double cleanse, and at the moment I'm using the Lom one, and this is called the Energizing Gel Cleanser, and this is the reformulated one, and I really like it. As you can see, I've used most of it, and I'm going to order another, and I use this one in the evenings, and I use a different cleanser in the mornings. And because I'm doing this video, my skin is drying out, so I'm just going to just dampen my skin again, make sure my hands are a little bit damp. And this has a pump, so I just take about 1.5 pumps, and it is like a gel texture, but this is really beautiful, and it also foams up really beautifully as well. And I just go over and massage it in, and again I do this for probably about a minute. And the other great thing about this cleanser as well is that you can put this over your eyes and it doesn't sting. It's a really beautiful formula. And then I've just put some clean water in the bowl and rinsed out this cloth, and then it comes off really easily, and this makes your skin feel really beautiful as well. Now, because this is the second cleanse, I know that my skin is really clean. There's nothing coming off on the cloth. That balm did a great job, but despite that, I always like using a cleanser afterwards, because with balms, most of them, there is an oily texture to it, so I like to make sure that that oiliness is all gone. Now, not every night, but maybe about a couple of nights a week, I like to use a lip scrub, and this is the Lom one, and this is really lovely. I only bought this about 2 or 3 months ago, and it comes with this little scoop, and it smells really beautiful. And it also doesn't taste awful either. So if you tend to get this in your mouth, which you will with a lip scrub, it actually tastes quite nice. So one of the edges on this, it is a little bit rough, and of course being a scrub, this is a little bit exfoliating as well. But about a couple of times a week I use this, and I think it's really lovely. It's a little bit extra and not a step that you need to do, but I quite enjoy it every now and then in my skincare routine. And then I'll just take my cloth once again and just wipe all that off. So I have quite an extensive skincare routine. I think in the morning I have about 8 or 10 steps, and I think I have about 10 steps in the evening as well. But I've been doing this for so long now that I don't really think of it as excessive. I just know that all the products that I work, they just work really well together. Now, before I put on any essence and toner, this is the time that if I'm going to, not every single night, but nearly every night, I do use some form of exfoliator. Now, that could be a physical one, and I do have a Lom one. This is the older one. It's now being reformulated, so I'm not quite sure what the new one's like. And this is the oil exfoliator, so this is a physical scrub, and I quite enjoy that. But I also like to use the chemical exfoliators as well. So the ones that I use, now this one was gifted to me, and this is the Elemis. This is the Dynamic Resurfacing Facial Pads, and these are lactic acid, and these are actually very gentle. So if you've got sensitive skin or you're new to active, then I would recommend something like this because it is quite gentle. And the other one that I use, and this is probably, now they call these everyday ones, and I certainly wouldn't use them every day. I probably use them 2 or 3 times a week. And this is the Dr. Dennis Gross ones. These ones here are the extra strength daily peels. You can also get ones that are a little bit more gentle, but even the more gentle ones, I probably wouldn't use them every single day. These are really effective, and I'll just show you what they're like. So they come in a packet like this, and you've got the number 1 step here, and then you've got the second step here. So this one here, it already comes with all the treatment on it, and this has got quite a few different acids in it, and you put this all over your face, avoiding the eye area, and leave it, I think, for about 3 or 4 minutes. and then you open up number 2, and then you put that all over your face. I do use this on my neck and chest as well, but again, if you're new to acids, I would probably leave it on my neck and chest just to begin with until your skin starts to get used to it. I think for your neck and chest, if you're just beginning, I would use something like this one here, like I was saying, the Elemis one, that's more gentle, and see how your skin is, especially on the neck and chest area, because especially with your neck, it is a really sensitive area. But the one that I'm going to use this evening, and I love this one, this is the Mer, and this is the Resurfacing Treatment. They also have one called the Micro Peel, and I've used luxury samples of that one. The Micro Peel is more gentle than this one. So again, if you're new to actives, then I would say go fairly easy with this. I would use this if your skin is used to actives, and this is something you could use every night if you wanted to. So I just take a clean cotton pad and just put a few drops of the treatment on and just sweep it over my face. And I also, with this, avoid the eye area. Now my skin is used to exfoliants, but even as I put this on now, I can feel a tingling. It's not too much, but I can definitely feel a tingling. So once again, if you've got sensitive skin or you are new to actives, then this is one that I certainly wouldn't use every night. I'd probably use it once, see how your skin is after a day or two, and then use it again, and just get your skin just slowly build up to it so you get used to it. Now one other exfoliant that I do use, and I only use this probably once a fortnight, and this is the Drunk Elephant, and this is the baby facial. Now this is really potent. This has 25% in AHA and it's got 2% BHA in it as well. And once I've double cleansed, then I put this on my face and it sits there for 20 minutes. Now this really tingles and you can really feel it. It is very, very strong, but it is fantastic, and your skin just feels baby smooth afterwards. And if you're new to actives or you try them for the first time, the results are instant with them. So you can be tempted to think, oh, this feels so beautiful, and use it again the next night. But if I did this every night, it would just make my skin, even with my skin, even though it's pretty robust, it would make it sensitized. And really, I think it's enough using this probably every 2 weeks for me. But I just thought I would mention that if you're used to actives, or you would like something that just gives that little bit extra, then this is definitely worth it. And the next product that I use this twice a day, and this is the Lewisham. This is called the Supernatural Vital Face Elixir. I mentioned this a while ago in one of my favorites video. Lewisham is a New Zealand skincare brand, but it's also available at Harrods. And also if you spend over a certain amount, they do have free shipping internationally. So with this and with everything else that I'm using in this video, I will have it all listed and linked below. Now I absolutely love this. Now the unusual thing about this is that it does say in the directions to use this before you use an essence or a toner. So that's what I'm going to do now. And this product is just really beautiful. And what it does, they call it Botox in a bottle. So this is what it looks like. And this is supposed to promote collagen. And also it's supposed to have some type of relaxant in it as well. So it relaxes the muscles. But I always think as soon as I put it on, now I do put this, tap it under my eyes as well. It just gives this almost instant plumping to the skin. And I just love it. I think it is a beautiful product. I also use another one of Lewisham's skincare products, and I use this one and the other one in my morning skincare routine. So the next step is an essence, and I'm using at the moment, this is the Prairie. This is the Skin Caviar Essence and Lotion. This is a really big bottle. This was a limited edition size, and I purchased this a while ago. So this one actually has a pump on it. And I did notice at Nordstrom they also have, and I think it's this size as well over in America, but I will list it if it is still available. This is absolutely beautiful. So not only is it a toner, but it's also a type of essence, so it preps your skin for all the skincare to follow as well. So with this, I put 1 pump, and then I just sweep it over my face. Now this is fragranced, and everything that I've put on so far, that has been fragranced as well. So if you don't like fragrance in your skincare, then you probably won't like the products that I use, but I don't mind it, and I don't have sensitive skin. So once that's all on, then my skin's all ready for all my next steps. So next I go in with a copper peptide. Copper peptides are absolutely fantastic for your skin, and they help promote collagen, and also they're supposed to diminish the appearance of wrinkles as well, and they also help plump up your skin. Now the one that I'm using at the moment, this is the Biossance one, and this is the squalane and copper peptide, so that's one I'm going to use. This one was gifted to me. The one that I'm going to use, this is more of a liquid formula, and this is the one, it's now finished, and this is the In Beauty, and this is the Elastic Skin, and this has copper peptides in it as well. And this was absolutely beautiful, and this was more in a cream type of formulation, but I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. So with this one, it has a dropper, so I take a full dropper and put that all in the palm of my hand, and then just press that in as well. And again, I put that under my eyes, over the top on my lids as well, and just press that all in my face, and also on the back of my hands. And next I put on my eye cream, and I have 2 different eye creams. One that I use for the morning, it's more of a lighter consistency, and then this one at night. Now this is the La Mer one, and this is the Eye Balm Intense. So this one is quite thick, and it also comes with this little tool as well. So as you can see inside, it's more thicker. So if I tip it upside down, there's nothing that's going to come out. And then you just pop a little bit of this on here, and this is really beautiful and cooling, and I just sweep a bit through there and just massage it under my eyes. You can just use your fingers if you want to as well, but sometimes it is nice to use a tool like this because it just feels really relaxing and really cooling. Now there is some thought out there that you don't need a special eye cream, and I used to be of that mindset as well until a few years ago, and I used some type of moisturiser that was really good for my face, and I was using it under my eyes, and I thought I was allergic to something, but what it was is something in the moisturiser just that got too close to my eyes. So after that I decided to use dedicated eye creams. And I'm just going to use my finger and then just press that in, and then just press the excess over my lids as well. So as I was saying, now I use dedicated eye creams, and 9 times out of 10 the ones that I use, including this one, they aren't fragranced either. So they are just suited for around your more sensitive eye area. Now I love this cream. It is quite thick, and even though I have oily skin, I don't mind using thicker products at night. It's only in the morning before I start my day that I use lighter products so my skin doesn't get too oily, but at night the thicker products are really great. And then my next step is a Tretinoin, and this is a prescription one. Now, if I haven't been to the doctor for a while and this has run out, then what I pick up, and I still have a bottle of this on hand, this is the Paula's Choice. This is the 1% retinol. This isn't the Tretinoin. So this one takes a couple of steps for it to work on your skin, whereas this one works straight away, the prescription strength Tretinoin. And the other one that I really like is the Drunk Elephant one as well. Now, if you haven't tried a retinol before, then you need to go really slowly. I started off with something like this, and I always put a moisturizer under my eyes to begin with, because once you've got a tretinoin or retinol in, once you lay down for the evening when you go to sleep, you get what's called, it's a creep, and then it can get into these areas and it can really sensitize the skin under here. And another thing that I used to do, I don't need to do it anymore, but before I put on the retinol or the tretinoin, I also used to put something like Vaseline over my lips and in the corners as well, just to protect them before you put on your retinol or your tretinoin. And when I first started using this, I would use a little bit, wait about, I think it was 3 or 4 days, and see how my skin was, and then do it again, and then use it about every 3 or 4 days for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then after that go to about every second night, and then do that for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then try it each night. You've really got to go slowly with it if your skin isn't used to it. But as I was saying at the beginning of the video, I've been using this now for about 4 or 5 years now, so my skin is used to it. So I put just a tiny amount, there's 2 different amounts on the back of my hand, and I scoop up one is for the back of my hands, and the other one that I put on my face. So I just put some little dots through here and massage it in. I'm not rough with my skin, but I do make sure that this is all massaged in. And then the one that's on the back of my hand, I just take my other hand and then just rub them together. And then my last step is a moisturizer, or sometimes if I have an oil on hand, the last step would be an oil. I've tried the Prairie one, which is absolutely beautiful, and also Elemis have one as well, and that would be your very last step. But my last step for this video and for tonight, it is a Elemis, and it is the original moisturizer. I absolutely love this. It is pricey, but it is just gorgeous, and there's something in it that once I put it on at night and then in the morning, my skin just looks, it looks plumper, it looks more evened out. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you have a scratch or you've got a mark on your face, then I think there's something in this that makes your skin heal very quickly as well. It's really beautiful. So this also comes with a little scoop, so I'm just going to take some of this out. And once again, this is, as you can see, it is quite a thick product. You can tip it upside down, it's not going to come out. Now the thing that you do with this, once you've got it on your hand, you don't just put it straight onto your face. You actually rub the product between your fingers and just let it meld in for just a few seconds. And then once you've done that, then what I do is I just press it on my face, and then if there's any excess showing, then I just massage it in. But this always just feels absolutely beautiful. Now, because this is quite a thick moisturizer, this isn't one with my oily skin that I would use as a last step in my morning skincare routine before my sunscreen, but for me this is perfect for night. The other one that I've been using, and this was gifted to me from Elemis, and this is the Pro-Collagen Marine Cream, and this has been really lovely for the evening as well. I think they may say this one is for morning. But if you're like me with oily skin, some of the moisturizers are a little bit too heavy for the mornings, but this is the consistency of this one. This is more of a lighter one and a bit more of a gel, but I've been using this one in the evenings as well, and this is beautiful, and it just rubs in and just melts into the skin, and I've been really enjoying it. I think it is a very beautiful moisturizer. So just before I wrap up this video, I just want to quickly tell you what I do if I sensitize my skin. Now, I haven't done that for quite a while, but when I first started, when I changed all my skincare routine up that 4 or 5 years ago, there were times where I did overdo it and I sensitized my skin. Now, if you find that you've done that, what you need to do is just go back to the absolute very basics. And what I do is I get, or I have on hand, the most gentlest cleanser that I have, or I would go and purchase one, preferably one that's fragrance free, and I would gently cleanse. Then I would use a very gentle essence or toner and then moisturize, and that's all I would do. And I'd do that for about 2 or 3 days. And if you act really quickly once you've sensitized your skin, take everything out and just go back to the very basics, your skin actually heals very quickly. So after 2 or 3 days, you can go back into your skincare routine again, and hopefully you know what sensitized your skin, and either just not use it as frequently or take it out of your skincare routine altogether. But I find what some people do is once they've sensitized their skin, then they start adding a whole lot of other products to try and take that sensitivity away. But your skin's actually really good at healing itself. So my advice is just to strip it all back and go back to the basics. Very gentle cleanse, gentle toner essence, and a moisturizer. I would use the Mer Moisturiser at night for the evenings because I think that has great healing properties in it, or just some other moisturizer in the morning, just something very gentle, and then my sunscreen. But it's definitely worth it just to take it back to the basics for 2 or 3 days. You'll find that your skin, it does heal quite quick. So that is my evening skincare routine, and there are quite a few steps in it, but when I'm not doing a video, I have it done in about 10 minutes, and I love my evening skincare. I love it because it's a time where I can just pamper myself, and it just feels really relaxing, and I always make sure that I do it. Since I changed my skincare about 4 or 5 years ago, there has not been one night or morning that I've skipped my skincare routine, and my skin has improved so much, especially texture wise, and I also think it looks a lot more plumped and healthy. And these are the items that I use. This is what works for me. So take from it what you will. You might want to try 1 or 2 things. You might want to try more, but there may be something that you are interested in. You certainly don't have to use everything that I've used today, but hopefully it's been helpful if you want to add something new to your skincare routine. So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.